Hello again, welcome back to the channel. Glad you could join me. I apologize for the break. Lot to do over the Christmas holiday and not a lot of time to devote to this. However, I did get 4 books read during the Christmas holiday, one of which was Caught in Crystal by Patricia C. Wrede. I've read other books by her. This is actually book 4 in the Lyra series. The Lyra series is set in Lyra, and that's what ties the novels together, as far as I can tell. I've read, I think the second and now the 4th book in the series, and you don't need to have read the other stuff in the series to be able to just jump right in and read whatever book you want. Maybe I read the first book in the series. Anyway, from reading the description, you can tell that the first book in the series really doesn't have any ties to the 4th book in the series. At any one time, I have at least 2 books that I'm reading. Usually, over the Christmas holiday, I had 3 books that I was reading. But during the normal time span, I'll have 1 physical book that I'm reading, and then I will have 1 ebook that I'm reading that's on my phone, so that if I'm in a doctor's office or I'm waiting for something, that I have something to read. Anyway, let's get to the synopsis of Caught in Crystal. Caught in Crystal starts out with Kale. Kale is a woman. She is living in a town as their innkeeper. She has 2 children. She was married, but her husband has since passed away, and she is taking care of her children and the inn. And one day, a lady shows up at her inn and requests to request a room. And this woman is a Sister of the Stars. Now, she doesn't let on that she's a Sister of the Stars. She does hint to Kale that she is. She has a silver pin that she's hidden under her cloak, and she flashes it when she first gets there. Surreptitiously, she flashes the pin so that Kale knows that she is one of the Sister of the Stars. Normally, a Sister of the Stars is not hard to find. They wear silver dresses, and so they stand out quite easily. Anyway, Kale is not happy about that. She was a Sister of the Stars herself. She was a mercenary. I shouldn't say mercenary. They have their own soldiers, the sisters do, and Kale was one of them. It's not like a typical setup where you have the sisters at the top, and then you have down at the bottom you have their soldiers. No, it's kind of all intermixed. If you are inducted into the Sister of the Stars, they train you into your strength, and then you are teamed up with others. So you may be the sword wielder of the group, and you may have magic wielders that are part of they're called stars, the star formations, things like that. And so Kale was paired with others of her order back in the day. She left, married, and had a family, and then this lady shows up. Well, a short time later, one of her friends from the old days, a wizard, shows up as well. Now you're looking on the cover there, and you're seeing 2 ladies, kind of a anthropomorphic dog kind of thing, and an old wizard. I really don't know who approves these covers, because while the ladies are accurate, and actually the dog person is kind of accurate, the wizard is not. The wizard is actually a young man. I say young, early 40s, so not the great big long white beard. The wizard was actually originally her husband's friend, and he was her husband's same age. Her husband, in fact, was a wizard. So let's go back. The Sister of the Stars shows up in Cale's life because they need her to do something. Back in the day when she was with the sisters, she was sent to a tower called the Twisted Tower. And inside the Twisted Tower, they made a discovery. And that discovery cost the life of one wizard and 2 of Cale's star formation. And because of all the things that happened there, Cale decided to leave the sisterhood. She went off and married one of the 2 wizards, had a family. Her husband died, and now this wizard, who was her friend and her husband's friend, shows up because he's been having visions. And one of the visions is of Cale and her children dying, and he has come to stop that. Come to find out that because of their actions at the tower, the Sisters of the Stars are losing their magic. And they want Cale to go back because they feel that something happened at the tower that no one is telling them about, that they're hiding something from them. And they have actually sent people to the tower, but no one has come back alive. They've all died. And so the only people who've gone to the tower and come back alive are Cale, this wizard that showed up, who was her husband's friend. He was there on the first expedition. And one other person who didn't leave the sisterhood and is still there with them. So Cale, her children, and this wizard, they don't really want to go, but they basically feel that they have to. I enjoyed this series, I should say, I enjoyed this book. Patricia C. Wrede does a good job in storytelling. I felt connected to Cale. I felt that she was a reasonable person, that she was doing the best she could with what she had. She was reacting believably to the situation. And there were some things that I felt were at issue with maybe world building, but that could be because I didn't start at the beginning. And while Patricia C. Wrede put in enough information that, say, the history and things that were going on throughout the story, when it made reference, I was like, okay, you already mentioned that. So there was a good amount of the world building that was handled and addressed as you went along, even if you didn't start with the first book. There was the magic seekers and kind of their role as antagonist in this particular story that I felt could have been addressed better. We didn't really get anything about the magic seekers. They just kind of were there. They made mention of them, but not in a way of like, are they antagonistic to magic? Really? Are they, what is their role here? And you don't really get the sense that they are the overarching antagonist, but then they show up at the end as the kind of the final bad guy, almost. There is something else that gets involved, but I didn't think that the setup with the magic seekers was very well handled in that case. However, I did enjoy the book. I enjoyed the characters. I enjoyed the writing. I enjoy her style of writing, and I enjoyed enough The Enchanted Forest Chronicles to pursue and read this one. That being said, let me know down in the comments below what you thought, if you've read any of her Lyra novels or if you've read Cotton Crystal. Like, share, subscribe, all that other stuff. And until next time, enjoy what you're reading.